LeBron's got his 8th assist here tonight. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Dellavedova dishes to Thompson. Off target from the baseline. The 3 quarters of play all.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Cavaliers.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. Cavaliers shooting indicative of smooth offensive play, up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Harris is out there with Williams, and it's Cowan in at the 5. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job. Hey.
And the Cavaliers with possession here.
You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
Well, and of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shipped to the Hornets for their playoff push and helped out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. Probably his most productive season since his early 20s.
Mozgov, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Amon Shumpert has come in for Harris.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
For 3, Williams. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Just too dangerous of a shooter to leave alone from beyond the arc.
To the inside, Clark. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Clark's got 4 points this quarter.
Well executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
LeBron drives in.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He has 9 rebounds, and the assist numbers tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now.
Well, it seems like this is something we've said quite a bit the last few years, but now we really feel like we're in a golden age for point guards. So many point guards on so many teams are the leaders and best players on their team. You can name a dozen all-star level point guards in the league right now. He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. About a minute and a half into the 4th quarter now. To illustrate just how strong the point guard position is right now, Greg, in the NBA, just take a look at the point guards who did not make the All-Star team a season ago. Wow.
You know, in both conferences, it's almost as if we're in the midst of a point guard renaissance for the NBA. I mean, MVP Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, CP3 out west, John Wall, Kyrie Irving in the East. Boy, I could go on and on with the great players at that position.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Ian Clark. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
That is good.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
And Shumpert kicks to LeBron, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the dunkie. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the post.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Jefferson's checked in for Amon Shumpert. And the Warriors also making a change. Curry's checked in. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Cavaliers?
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
And Andrew Bogut, the bucket on the assist by Rush.
All right.
10 points for Andrew Bogut.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Sound offensively, really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they both shot the ball since the break.
Curry's shot is off.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
And the dunk by Jefferson.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Boy, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
And finished off by LeBron.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Early on last year, it was clear Steph Curry was just on another level, was an MVP candidate right from the start of the season, and he would eventually be voted that award.
And I thought very deserving. You could see how he elevated his play, and so many of us and so much talk focuses on what he does offensively. But he was ahead of the snake of a terrific defensive group for Golden State a season ago, and that's one reason why he ended up being the MVP.
And the Warriors making a change here. Thompson's checked in, and McAdoo kicks to Thompson. Passes it to Livingston. Golden State moving it around. Clock at 6. And Jones sends it back.
And with Curry winning his first NBA MVP award, he played the fewest minutes by an MVP in league history, mostly because his team was up by so much, he got to sit a number of fourth quarters.
That's good from Varejao.
And with Curry and the MVP, there was some pressure with Harden. Relatively close voting, but Curry was the clear winner. Hard to argue with the season he had, leading his team to 67 wins last year.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Bogut comes in for James Michael McAdoo. And it's Thompson in for Sean Livingston. And Steph Curry with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, he'll head to the line for 2. And he makes the first. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
Cleveland's gone 2 or 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Williams inside the line, and it's slammed in by Varejao.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
Bogut the pass to Thompson. Curry dishes to Thompson. Back to Curry. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever, but also of note was it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Cavaliers.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, hard to seem toying with.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for LeBron James. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're down by 46. 107 left in the game. And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. .107 left in the fourth quarter. Back to Iguodala. Over to the wing. Livingston. And the Warriors miss again. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Excellent D there from Williams.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball. Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
And Andre Iguodala with the slam.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
He capped that dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
I tell you what, he just couldn't contain himself on that one.
First free throw is good. And James drills them both. And so it's Golden State with it for the 3, and the officials call a traveling violation.
Clearly a mental lapse and at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time, but it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
Shumpert gets a wide open look. Off target from outside. Barbosa kicks to Thompson. Out to the wing. But they'll get another chance. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead.
Thank you, Kevin.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. He just put it completely out of reach in the fourth quarter. It was as if he was saying, okay, enough fooling around, I'm taking over now.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. He has so many tools in his arsenal he can throw at you, not to mention his defense. Literally, any night he can take over a game. Tonight we saw King James exert his will on the game.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal,